Season, the regular foil season, and the first one is the gold medal match in the women's foil event here in Shanghai. We started with 24 pulls 2 days ago, and now we are down to 2 fencers. Ina Deroglatsova leads out the line. She's the world #1. She's won 5 of the 7 ranking tournaments so far this season. Goes up against the world champion, Alicia Volpi from Italy. What an incredible lineup we have. Here is Deroglatsova being presented to the crowd here in Shanghai in this magnificent shopping centre. An unusual, a unique venue for a fencing final, but it's quite brilliant that we've got the public here watching on as Alicia Volpi salutes the crowd. Our referees are announced out as well, all important. The assistant referees not out on the piece this time being presented. They are standing on the field of play supporting Marc Genet, who will be our floor referee, the man in charge of the gold medal match here at the Shanghai Grand Prix 2019.
So we have the 2 world champions, the 2, Volpi is the defending world champion, and the year before Deroglatsova was the world champion. So we have sort of a little bit of a rubber match going on here.
Yeah, these two know each other very well indeed, for sure. And they are the shining lights at the moment in women's foil. Deroglatsova, as I said, has won 5 of the 7 ranking tournaments so far this season, picking up a bronze at one of the other ones. It must have been an off day, the one that she didn't get a medal at, which was back in February at the Turin Grand Prix.
But otherwise, she is like Ms. Consistency.
Yeah, she certainly is. And
the machine.
She's here going for win number 6 out of 8 for the season. Ina Deroglatsova on the right of Russia up against Alicia Volpi of Italy on the left here for gold in Shanghai.
And she's starting with quite a bit of energy already. She's not waiting. She wants to go make it happen. It's interesting, all these little small technical problems with the foils seem to happen on the women's side of things. On the men's side, didn't have any of these problems.
It was Deroglatsova actually that suffered with some problems earlier on in the first final, but back underway here. And we got another white light. She's going to have to change the foil. Last time she had to change her body wire as well. So a bit of a frustrating start to this gold medal match. It's Andrea Cipressa in the box coaching Alicia Volpi, a second attempt for the Italian coach to get the better of the in-form fencer of the moment.
I'm actually a little surprised. 15 seconds, no touches.
Yeah, we saw Erigo taking it
right
slowly.
away.
Well, she took it slowly at the beginning and then started to push a little bit more later on. But it wasn't the high-scoring thing that we were expecting. And here, we've got something similar.
Yeah. But Deroglatsova had started like she was going to do something, and now she's backing off a little bit.
Yeah, she's
she
goes for it. There's a 2-phase attack there. Not quite landing the first one, but Volpi still off balance, stepping backwards. So Deroglatsova goes for a second one.
And then she missed it.
That's given us attack for Volpi there. No light for the Russian, but I thought that may well have been the Russian starting that.
I think so, but when you don't hit, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, of course. Tries to go for the stop hit. Deroglatsova does land it, but she didn't have the right of way, so Volpi scored with the attack.
Yeah, Volpi was initiated, started, and finished.
Oh, that's a nice attack on prep as well. So as Volpi steps in, she's just snatching the attack with a faint disengage around the cart parry, or parry 4, as the Americans say.
You mean as opposed to 4 French? That's what she likes. She like come forward to draw the other person to come out, and then she picks up the blade and goes. See, watch.
Yeah,
boom, and come in.
And just underneath the arm as well. That's a nice pronation of the wrist to land that riposte into the shoulder.
But the nice thing you see about what's going on, obviously, this is every touch is scored in a different way. In other words, in certain fencers, it's like they're just repetitive. They're very good at doing a few things. Here, they just change different actions, so you have to follow and change up, otherwise you're going to get hit.
Using a low line parry Volpi to establish the right of way, but not pressing too hard off the blocks.
Nice. She took the blade, it looked like.
Well, you might be able to hear Andrea Cipressa calling for video. He's the coach for Alicia Volpi. And so the referee will go and have a look at the video. We don't actually get to see the referee's video on the screens for you at home, but sometimes our TV producer will show us one. Here we go.
Here she goes back.
Here's the action for you live there. Now, very unclear to see who's taking the blade.
For me, it looks like Glazova goes forward and goes back. She goes forward, see, and then she goes back, and then comes in that pause. The other one has the right, but that's just my opinion.
Well, it's the opinion of Andrea Cipressa as well, and sticks with his decision. Well, Cipressa, the coach, is not happy with that one, and I can actually see why, having seen the referee's video. Again, there's another meeting of the blades, and again it goes to Deroglatsova. Volpi's burnt one of her appeals, and we'll see it here again. There is a taking of the blade this time that's a little bit more clear from Deroglatsova. I think this one is slightly more in favour of the Russian.
See, look at the blade has come back, she's wiggling around, then she's starting to take the blade and hits.
Yeah, Mark Chenet looking at the video. Greg Macialis, who's our expert, the head coach of the men's foil program for the USA. He's actually just the other side of Mark Chenet. You can't see him on camera, but he's looking down the video. You're going to get a quick glimpse of you then.
Who's going to call him there? Let's see what goes on. So now,
I agree with this one more than I did the last one, I have to say.
So of course now she has, there, she got the touch. Yeah. Otherwise she would have run out of videos, which is also another difficult thing.
And now closing down. I think that this is going to break open for Volpi. I think she's going to go after this one a little bit more.
We have
well, there's a big debate going on at the moment because the video replay system is being run actually by one of the television camera operators, and I think he thinks he's having a little holiday here and is not following the action. So if we have an appeal,
it's in the middle, it's okay, but the problem is they've missed a couple of actions.
Yeah, and that is a big problem for the fencers if the video cameraman for the referral system isn't keeping an eye on where the fencing's happening.
Right.
But it seems they are going up to resolve that.
Looks like it's tied up now.
And Malyatov there is cheering on Deroglatsova. A medical marvel he's been described as, recovering a couple of times from the dreaded C, and he's here looking in fine spirits right behind Ina Derigatsova. Well, Derigatsova tried to close in on after a failed attack, but it was an off-target light for Volpi. I thought that Volpi was going to step up and start pushing this fight a little bit more.
She's letting her come, and she's going to take whatever comes her way. I think this is a little bit of Volpi's sort of style. She's a little bit more patient, whereas Derigatsova is a little bit more aggressive, generally speaking.
Oh, just stepping over the back line by the looks of things. Volpi running out of space.
See, but the machine, on the video replay, the guy wasn't...
This is frustrating for everyone around. What's happening here is that a lot of the fencing officials are now up in arms, trying to find out who the cameraman is for the video referral system.
I think he's playing video games.
Yeah, I think he's, well, I was going to say he's on Facebook, but he's not allowed to go on Facebook in China.
They have their own Facebook.
They do.
Yes, I think he's playing games. Or texting his girlfriend, I don't know.
But we're getting beautiful pictures here as we see a nice second intention parry riposte, stepped in to draw the attack from Volpi. Derigatsova lands a beautiful parry riposte.
Again. Twice in a row.
Yeah, I think my Italian's not great, but I think Andrea Cipressa, the Italian coach, is saying it's silly to do the same thing twice in a row, especially if it failed the first time.
Right. Derigatsova, very active.
Yeah,
she smells blood.
Yeah.
Wow, nice sequence off target. Nice sequence.
Yeah, big conversation between the blades there, but ultimately an off-target light, a white light, and all of a sudden started slowly again, but this one started to open up. 20 seconds left in the first period before we go to a break. Look, Greg, you have done this job, a sterling job as well, for quite some time now, and of course a well-decorated fencer yourself. In the break at this stage, if you're sitting down at Derigatsova's end, what are you going to be saying to her?
When near the end, this is the time to put the pedal to the metal. Don't give her any breathing room. Put it away.
You squeeze the fight down.
Exactly.
Close it off. And if
Absolutely.
Now you're down the other end and you're talking to Alicia Volpi, what are you going to say to her?
Slowly work it in. Take your time. Get yourself back into the game, and then build a little momentum. Because right now the momentum is on Derigatsova's side.
Yeah.
So you got to build that momentum. You got to break your momentum and build your momentum. And then once you start getting momentum, then all of a sudden you feel invincible and the other person feels vulnerable.
Right, so here's a question for you, right? So we have this minute's break. Nothing you've said there is rocket science, okay? Of course you're well, I'm playing devil's advocate, so excuse me, it's sounding like I'm being insulted. No, what you're saying is squeeze the fight if you're ahead, and if you're behind, take your time and build and get your confidence back up. But surely defenders know that, so why is the coach important in this 1 minute break?
Well, because it's easy to get distracted, quite honestly, and as Cipressa's telling her what to do, he's like just sometimes giving you a way to make that happen.
Sure.
So therefore, it gives you an avenue. Now, you may not follow that avenue, but at least you have an avenue to think about, because otherwise you may have a frustration about trying to do something, and you may fall off of this idea, this concept that you want to go after.
I think that's the thing that perhaps people don't quite understand. The very top coaches are not necessarily providing specific instruction about how to can't disengage. Where it's more about changing the momentum or keeping the momentum going.
Right. And doing things to provoke the other person, to set things up, patterns that seem to be occurring, and how to maximize your opportunity. And I think that this is what this 1 minute rest period is very important for. And the other thing is that emotionally the person becomes more comfortable, and then bring them back up.
So you're almost arm around the shoulder, metaphorically speaking, and sometimes
it is, and it has to be the right person too.
Exactly. So here we go, second period of the women's gold medal match here in Shanghai. Ina Derigatsova has won 5.
See, she starts coming after her. Like, I'm going to show you.
She's won 5 of the 7 tournaments so far this season, and she's now 4 points away from winning a 6th, and that will be a phenomenal record, taking 6 of 8 ranking tournaments on the world circuit, especially heading into these all-important European championships for both of these fencers, and then the world championships where the points really matter for Olympic qualification.
See, Volpe's taking it to her.
Volpe closing the distance as Greg Macialis, head coach.
Because Derek Glazova started putting after her, so then she knows she has to stop that, so she's got to go after her. That's very nice. Nice. See, she's taking it to her.
Yeah, so she's changed up, and she's back within 1. Derek Glazova looked like she might well be running away with this one.
This has nothing to do with her foil. This is all about what am I going to do next.
Yeah, giving herself breathing
room. People have to realize that.
Yeah.
When they change their foil, they do this, that, and the other. It has nothing to do with the foil.
Sometimes it has. Sometimes if it's the foil snapped, it's very clear.
See, there it is. Boom, takes it and goes. It has, yes, you have to straighten, but the fact of the matter, that's irrelevant to what is really going on.
I understand. Yeah, you sometimes see adjust the hair or do the shoelaces up.
Yeah.
There's many tactics.
A lot of blade work.
Nice from Derek Glazova. She's actually looking a little bit static on her feet right now, but she's wanting Volpe to come to her.
Right, but look at the handwork. She's solid. That's probably hers. Yep, that's correct.
So 1 away from gold here for Ina Derek Glazova, and taking a 6th out of 8 titles this season. Can the Russian do it? Goes out on the attack. Volpe blocks, but it's a counter riposte for Ina Derek Glazova, and a massive scream from her. You see how much this means to the Russian. She has won 6 out of 8 tournaments this season. She's finished the regular season as champion of the Shanghai Grand Prix.
She is certainly the queen, and she's proving it and continues to prove it. So it will be interesting to happen to the World Championship.